at this hour. Right now, Sheriff Susan Hutson just finished making her first court appearance and that 30-count indictment against her. Some of the charges including malfeasance in office, filing and maintaining false public records, and obstruction of justice. WDSU's Alyssa Gomez was at the courthouse today as Hutson made that appearance. She joined us now with what she saw earlier this morning.
Yeah, Randy, Sheriff Hutson was scheduled to make her first court appearance at 9 a.m. this morning. The judge actually started about 15 minutes earlier, making it a very quick, swift process for the sheriff, who was in and out of the courtroom at the top of the hour. Now, as she made her way into the courthouse, she was dodging cameras, entering through a side entrance behind a covered gate. So we had to catch up with her attorney, Gregory Carter, afterwards. He said because Sheriff Hutson posted bond last night, all she had to do today was simply show up. According to Carter, her indictment was not even read inside the courtroom, but that Hutson was still required to hand over her passport. When asked how the sheriff is doing, he said, frankly, she feels offended and caught off guard, especially after serving the city passionately for many years. He says that they are eagerly waiting for her day in court to clear her name as well. The sheriff is just days away from leaving her post, and Carter says that he believes her career is still worth celebrating. We also asked Carter about Bianca Brown, the sheriff's chief financial officer and co-defendant in this case. She is also indicted on 20 counts, many that are the same as the sheriff. Carter said he could not comment on Brown because he's only representing Hudson at this time. The Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office did send WDSU a statement saying that they are well aware of the recent developments with Sheriff Hutson and CFO Brown, but will not comment on specifics of the case. They say the agency remains focused on continuing operations. According to the sheriff's attorney, a date has not been set for the sheriff's next hearing. Live at the Orleans Parish Jail, Alyssa Gomez, WDSU News.
And Alyssa, today we heard from Mayor Helena Moreno following the sheriff's indictment. And while she didn't really directly address the allegations against Sheriff Hutson, Moreno says she is looking forward to working with the incoming administration.
I look forward to working with incoming Sheriff Michelle Woodfork and ensuring that she is successful and that we have much better outcomes when it comes to the Orleans Parish Jail.
Well, Sheriff-elect Michelle Woodfork is expected to take office on Monday. There's a lot of questions as we're digging deeper into this indictment. Right now, we're joined by political analyst Pat Fanning. And Pat, we're looking at this. It really has an entire scope of her term. So between May and then just April is when this indictment was filed. Does this mean that people can just go to jail for being bad at their jobs, or are there specific things that these prosecutors are looking for?
Well, they're going to have to prove at trial that she violated a statutorily created duty. In other words, you can't just say you suck at your job, so we're putting you in jail. We don't do that. But they can say on such and such a date you had an obligation to let a contract, and you, instead of putting it out for bid, you did it in a no bid way and gave it to a friend. And I'm not saying that happened, but just as an example. So it's going to have to be specific violations of the law that she did in her job intentionally, and that creates a malfeasance in office situation.
And we do know that she turned herself into Jefferson Parish. That's where she posted her $300,000 bail. First of all, that bond number, kind of interesting. Where did they come up with that number? And is there a reason why it was Jefferson Parish and not in Orleans?
Well, I've been doing this a very, very long time, and I've never seen this before happen like this. But that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. They couldn't possibly book her into her own jail and throw her in there with the people that she's been incarcerating for the last 4 years. So instead, I'm sure it was prearranged. I'm sure they had the number ready. People don't just make a $300,000 bond like that. She had to know that was going to be the amount and take the steps necessary to fulfill and satisfy the bond in advance. So this was all planned in advance, and I think it was done for her safety, and there's nothing wrong with that. That says it should be.
So you're saying safety, not special treatment?
Right, yeah. You couldn't have thrown her in there. If they had put her in Orleans Parish Prison and those inmates would have got a hold of her and something bad happened, that would be horrible. That you couldn't do that.
Now, looking ahead, I think it was Judge Roche that she went before this morning. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, Judge Roche.
And moving forward, you know, she works with a lot of these judges on a regular basis. Do you think that this case is going to even be heard here in Orleans Parish? And if so, which judge would be able to hear this case? Because I think a lot of them would have a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I think it'll be heard in Orleans Parish, but not by an Orleans Parish judge. The Supreme Court will appoint someone else to come in, and someone else will have that responsibility.
All right. Well, Pat Fanning, thank you so much for your expert insight. We're going to have him here with us really all day long, 4, 5, and 6 o'clock as we're getting the latest details. So we appreciate your time and your insight. Right now on our website, our WDSU.com, also our WDSU app, we've got more details on Hudson, also her CFO's charges, as well as a look at how that jailbreak happened and some of the other investigations that WDSU has been doing as it relates to the jail and its operations. Well, an election shakeup this afternoon.